Hello and welcome all of you in the course of probability and statistics. In today's lecture, we should learn about discrete probability distribution. Now is also known as probability mass functions. Now as we have to see that say there are two category of random variable. Say first one is the discrete random variable and second one is continuous random variable. Now among them today we have to start the first one, discrete random variable. So let's start discrete probability distributions. Say the probability mass function abbreviation is say PMF, also known as say probability function, या simply say frequency function, which is characterize the distribution of a discrete random variable. So as we have to say, there are two types of random variable. The first one is discrete, and corresponding to discrete random variable, if we have to find out the probability, then is known as discrete probability distribution या probability mass function. So let capital X be a discrete random variable of a function. Then the probability mass function of that random variable x is denoted by say p in the suffix x of capital X. So either we have to use these notations, yeah, most probably these are the well-known notation. The major authors use this notation. Say probability of x is equal to x. You may have to use any one of these. Say this condition say for all x belongs to the say some particular range of random variable x. Now it is not that the probability mass function should follow the below two category. The first category, that is first condition, is probability of xi is always greater equal to 0 for every x. Please do not consider these two. Now the second condition is say the sum of probability of xi is always equal to 1. It may be depends, say I is running from say 1 to 5, 1 to 10, 1 to 10. Yeah, it may be some finite value. But remember here we have to talk about discrete random variable. So definitely the I is running from some finite number. So let's start the first example. Say let capital X be a random variable and probability of X is equal to small x is the probability mass function is given by the below table. Say capital X denotes the random variable and P of X is represents the probability mass function, yeah, is also known as discrete probability distribution. So corresponding to each and every random variable, its probability mass function is given in the second row. So say particularly when x is equal to 0, its probability mass function is also 0. When capital X is 1, then corresponding probability mass function, so p of x is equal to the small x is 1. So we have to say that p of x is equal to 1 is equal to k. Say p of x is equal to 2 is equal to 2k, and so on. We have to say that when this small x is equal to 7, then p of x is equal to 7 takes the value 7k square plus k, where k is unknown, which we have to determine. Also we are interested to find out the probability of random variable x when is less than or equal to 6. Also we have to find out probability of 3 less than x less than equal to 6. So let's start the solution. Now the first one we have to determine the value of k. So to determine the value of k, we have to use the property of discrete probability distribution. Say probability of xi is always greater equal to 0. So right now we cannot say about this thing because k is unknown. So we have to discuss that part later. But the second condition, the sum of all the probability distribution must be 1. So in this case, to find out the value of this unknown k, we have to use the second condition of probability mass function. So according to that condition, say sum of p of xi is 1. So let's start. P of x equal to 0 is 0. P of x is equal to 1 is k. P of x is equal to 2 is 2k, and so on. P of x is equal to 7, 7k square plus k. And according to this condition, it must be 1. So these are nothing but is a simple algebraic equation. So when you have to simplify this, you have to get this quadratic equation. And now in schooling level, we have to see how we can solve this quadratic equation. So by simplifying, we have to get say 2 factor 10k minus 1 and k plus 1 is equal to 0. The further simplification leads, say k is equal to 1 by 10 and k is equal to minus 1. But as we have to see, the first condition suggests that probability of each and every xi is greater equal to 0. So k equal to minus 1 is not possible. So we have to left out, or in another sense we have to neglect the value of k equal to minus 1. Hence the value of k is 1 by 10. So the first one, find out the value of k. So value of k is 1 by 10. Now next we have to find out the probability of x less than equal to 6. So to start the first part of second solution, probability of x less than equal to 6. Remember, the probability of x less than equal to 6, it means that probability of x equal to 0, probability of x equal to 1, probability of x equal to 2, and so on, probability of x is equal to 6, because it is less than equal to 6. So 6 is also included. So to find out probability of x less than equal to 6, we have to find out probability corresponding to x0, probability corresponding to x1, probability corresponding to x2, and so on, probability corresponding to x6. So it covers 7 terms. So it is better, instead of going in this way, we have to find out probability of x greater than 6. So x greater than 6, so it just consider only one value, and we have to use the fact that the sum of probability of xi is 1. So by using that condition, we have to say that the probability of x less than equal to 6 is 1 minus probability of x greater than 6, and these are the strictly greater than. So it just include only one case. So when x is equal to 7, the probability of x is equal to 7 is 7k square plus k. So 1 minus 7k square plus k. But we have to find out the value of k is 1 by 10. So by plugging, the value of k is 1 by 10 square plus 1 by 10. So these are the simple algebra, and by using this simple algebra, we have to get probability of x less than equal to 6 is 83 divided by 100. Now the second one is probability of 3 less than x less than equal to 6. So 3 is not included. So we have to start from probability of x equal to 4 plus probability of x equal to 5. Now 6 is included. So we have to write down probability of x equal to 6. So to find out this second quantity, it includes the probability of 3 terms, x4, x5, x6. So corresponding to 4, the probability of x is 3k, corresponding to 5k square, corresponding to 6 2k square. So 4 is 3k, now 5 is k square, so is k square, and now probability of x is 6 is 2k square. So 3k plus k square plus 2k square. But we know that the k is 1 by 10. So by plugging k is 1 by 10, so is 3 by 10 plus 1 by 10 square plus 2 into 1 by 10 square. So just simplification gives the probability of 3 less than x less than equal to 6 is 33 divided by 100. Let's see the second example. State with reason whether the following represents the probability mass function of a random variable x. Say random variable x covers say first case 0 and probability of x equal to 0 is 0.4. So when x is equal to 1, say probability of x equal to 1 is 0.3, and so on. When x is 3, the probability of x equal to 3 is 0.1. Now to check is a probability mass function or not, ultimately we have to check these two conditions. So the first one, probability of every xi must be greater equal to 0. So probability of 0.4, so definitely is greater than 0. Probability of x is 1, definitely is greater than 0. So everyone is greater than 0. So probability of x equal to x is always greater equal to 0. Also each and every probability corresponding to 0, 1, 2 and 3 is definitely must be less than equal to 1. Now check the second condition. The sum of p of xi must be 1. So sum of p of x, that is probability of x equal to 0 plus probability of x equal to 1 plus probability of x equal to 2 plus probability of x equal to 3. Just simply plug in its value 0.4, 0.3, 0.2, probability of x3 is 0.1. This is a simple one, you have to get 1. So sum of probability of x equal to 1, it means it's also satisfy the second condition. So it satisfies both the condition. So we have to say that this p of x defined on this random variable x is a probability mass function. Similarly, say third example, state with reason whether the following represents the probability mass function of random variable. Same random variable and corresponding probability function is given. So definitely the probability function corresponding to each and every random variable is greater than 0 and each and every value is less than equal to 1. So probability of x is greater equal to 0 and each and every one is less than 1. So first condition is satisfied. Now to check the second condition, we have to find out the sum of probability function of each and every xi. Say probability of x is 0 plus probability of x is 1 plus probability of x is 2 plus probability of x is 3. And just by plugging the value, say half plus 1/3 plus probability of x equal to 2 is 1 by 6 plus probability of x equal to 3 is 1 by 4. And simplification gives the 5 by 4. It means that is greater than 1. And now the second condition suggests that the sum of p of xi is equal to 1, must be equal to 1, and here we have to get is greater than 1, which is not possible. So second condition is failed. So we have to say that p of x is not a probability mass function. Say fourth example, state with reasons whether the following represent the probability mass function of random variable. Now these are the random variable and these are the corresponding probability mass function. Now As we seen in the last two example, say there are two condition, but just here see the first condition, say corresponding to x equal to 0, its probability mass function is minus half, and we know that the probability of any of the events must be greater equal to 0. It's not take the negative value, and here we have to get the probability of x equal to 0 is negative, which is not possible. So we have to say that p of x is not a probability mass function. Say one more example. Say an experiment consists of three independent tosses of fair coin. So here we have to talk about three independent toes. Let capital X represent the number of head. Capital Y represent the number of head runs. Capital Z represent the length of head runs. Now what are the meaning of these head runs? Now head run is defined as consecutive occurrence of at least two heads. What are the meaning of length of head run? So length of head run is defined as number of heads occurring together in this tossing of three coin process. We are interested in find the probability function capital X, probability corresponding to capital Y, and probability corresponding to capital Z. Also we have to find out probability of x plus y and probability of multiplication of these two, that is xy. Also we have to construct the probability table and their probability charts. So let's start the solution. See here the sample space capital S consisting of say 8 sample points, because we have to talk about the tossing of three independent coin. So triple H represent that when we have to toss a first coin, we have to get head as the output. The second middle H represent the output of the second coin is also head. Similarly, the third H represents the output of the third head. Third coin is also head. That means if we have to toss a coin three times, the output of each and every toss is head. Now this can be represented as the output of first and second toes is head, but output of third toes is tail. Similarly, this last triple T represents the output of each and every three tile, shows the tail. So let's first of all we have to prepare the probability function. So here we have to write down all these sample points in elementary events. So this covers all the 8 sample points. So assign serial number 1 to 8. Now random variable capital X represents the probability mass function corresponding to the event X. What is X? X represents the number of heads. So now see in the first events the number of head is 3. Now in second events the number of head is 2. In third events the number of head first and third, so is 2. Number of head is 1. Number of head is 2. Number of head is 1. Only one head. There are no edge, so number of head is 0. Now what is capital Y? Capital Y represents the number of head runs. What is head run? Head run represents the consecutive occurrence of at least two head. See carefully, head runs represents the consecutive occurrence of at least two head. So at least two, so it may be two or more than two. So these are just like a logical operator. So here consecutive occurrence of at least two head is possible. So corresponding probability mass function is 1. Here the consecutive occurrence of head is possible because there are two edge. So corresponding mass function is 1. Now here see, the first output is head, second output is T, again third output is H. So we cannot say that is a consecutive head. So corresponding probability mass function is 0. These are only single head, so his output is 0. Now here there are two consecutive head, so corresponding probability mass function is 1. And these are only one head, so there is no possibility of consecutive occurrence of at least two head, so its probability mass function is 0. Now length. Now Z, that is the length of head run, and the length of head run is represented by number of heads occurring together. So here see, there are, remember these are number, so here there are three heads coming together, so corresponding probability mass function is 3. Here there are two heads occur together, so its probability mass function is 2. Now first one is head, second is T, third one is H. But this says that number of head occurring together. So these two head are not together. So its corresponding probability mass function is 0. There are only single heads, so definitely is 0. Now two heads occurring together, so is 2. And now number of head occurring together, there are no head because there are only single, no head. So corresponding probability mass function is 0. Now also we have to find out probability mass function of x plus y and xy. So is nothing x plus y, it's just simply x plus y. So 3 plus 1, so we have to get 4. 2 plus 1, so we have to get 3. 2 plus 0, so is 2. 1 plus 0, so is 1, and so on. So 1 plus 0, 1, 0 plus 0, so 0. xy, so multiplication of these two, that is 3 into 1, so 3. 2 into 1, so 2. Similarly 1 into 0, 0. 0 into 0, so 0. So these are nothing but these are probability mass function. And at the last we have to prepare the probability charts. So see here, obviously the capital X is a random variable which can takes the value. Now capital X takes the value 0, 1, 2 and 3. So capital X takes the value 0, 1, 2 and 3. Now probability of 3 is 1 by 8. Now see, there are say total 8 output, and now for when we have to talking about x, there are only 1, 3. So our favorable outcome is only 1, so 1 by 8. So probability of 2. Now 2 is coming say first time, second time, third times. So 3 times and total outcome is 8. So is 3 by 8. Now probability of 1, so 1 is occurring 3 times, so is 3 by 8. Now 0 is occur only one times, so its probability is 1 by 8. So same things we have to write down in form of probability distribution table. So x is say 0, 1, 2, 3. So 0, 1, 2, 3. Say p of 0 is 1 by 8. P of 1 is 3 by 8. P of 2 3 by 8. P of 3 1 by 8. And now also we have to obtain the probability charts. So the x-axis represents the random variable 0, 1, 2, 3, and y-axis represents the probability mass function. So 1 by 8 is approximately 0.13, 3 by 8 is approximately between 0.35 and 40, 1 by 8. So these are the probability distribution of x. the probability distribution of y. So see here, y is a logical operator, so it just includes two outputs 0 and 1. So 0 and 1. Now 0 is coming how many times? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 0 is coming 5 times, total output is 8, so 5 by 8. Now 1 is coming 1, 2, 3 times, so its output is 3 by 8. Same thing, the y-axis represents the random variable y, and y-axis represents probability distribution of y. Say for x0, y is 0 is 5 by 8, so approximately around 0.62 something, and when y is equal to 1, it's a 3 by 8. Similarly, it represents probability distribution of z. Z, that is, z consists of say 0, 2, 3. So 0, 2 and 3. 1 is the middle value, so we have to write down, and corresponding probability mass function is 0. Say 0 is occur 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. So probability of 0 is 5 by 8. Similarly, we have to write down probability of 2, probability of 3. And same things can be, we have to mention in form of probability charts. These are probability distribution of events u. U is nothing but just x plus y. And now u contains say 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So there are 5 terms, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and as we have to write down corresponding probability mass function from this table, 0 is coming from just only 1 times, so probability of u when u is 0 is 1 by 8, and similarly write down all these one, and we have to prepare the probability charts. Similarly, probability distribution of v, where v is the event x into y, so it includes say 0, 2, 3. So you have to write down say 0, 2 and 3. 1 is the middle value, so just we have to include its probability mass function is 0. Now probability of say 0, so see here 0 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times is coming, so we have to write down the probability of 0 is 5 by 8, and similarly write down this one and prepare the charts. So probability chart of v when v equal to 0, the probability of v is around 5.8, so approximately 0.60. So thank you very much for paying your attention.